It neighbors a national forest. The land itself is rolling sand dunes. They've added a course that can be played in 2 directions. Down the street, you can fish the holy waters of the Au Sable River. And in this journey to Forest Dunes, we pull the curtain off a brand new par 3 course where having fun is mandatory. Shoes are optional. Forest Dunes was bought in 2011 by Lew Thompson, the Arkansas trucker who has aw-shucksed himself into one of the best golf destinations in the country. A 3-hour drive from Detroit, a little over an hour from Traverse City, I've been making trips to Forest Dunes for over a decade, watching Thompson add more golf and lodging and cultivate the non-pretentious hang almost every buddy's trip is looking for.
In 2011, a friend of mine called me and asked me if I'd be interested in buying another golf course. He says, this is one of the best courses that Troon's ever managed. You really need to come look at it if you have any interest. I landed in Traverse City. I get to Grayling, and then when I come out of Grayling, it doesn't look all that good. And I'm thinking, I've made a wasted trip. Then when I got there to the clubhouse, and you can understand that, 11, it was basically new. 1,320 acres. There's a clubhouse and a great golf course. There's no play. I walk inside, there's probably 20 people working there, and everything was pristine. And I thought, whoa, this is the real deal. I took a tour of it. I realized it was as good a golf course as I'd ever seen. Went back to Traverse City, got on a plane, went home, bought it the next day.
I've fallen for Forest Dunes, what it offers in terms of the golf, lodging, and setting, but it goes deeper than that. I will forever be connected to Grayling, the town, and the high school golf team. On April 29, 2013, the Grayling High School boys golf team, a coach and 6 kids, were involved in a devastating accident en route to the team's first match of the season. Three people died that day. Jason Potter, the coach, Lewis Menard, a senior who was headed to the University of Michigan, and Cassandra Stapleton, a passenger in the other van. Jake Hinkle was a sophomore at the time, a quiet leader who let his clubs and results do most of his talking. Having been thrown from the van, Hinkle suffered a traumatic brain injury. He shattered a femur and spent 4 days in a coma. Family and friends will tell you that Jake couldn't be stopped, that he started swinging a club before he could walk again. And in the midst of a grieving community, drawing from the inspiration of his town, coaches, and teammates, in the memory of those who lost their lives, the following season, Jake Hinkle led a team that qualified for regionals. And as an individual, he qualified to play in states. Having told that story for the Golf Channel in 2014, on a recent trip to Forest Dunes, the golf destination in the middle of Michigan, which neighbors Grayling, I tracked down Jake Hinkle, who graduated from Albion College in 2019 on a golf scholarship.
I always wanted to play college golf, and I had goals, and that was the goal at the time. And then with everything that happened, it's like, okay, we're just happy to be here, and if we can make this happen still some way, well, that's a bonus, So
you go on and you played 4 years at Albion?
Played 4 years at Albion. It was awesome. College golf, it's a whole different ball game there. When you're playing the back tee boxes, and it's tough.
As challenging as golf can be, considering what he has been through, there's nothing Hinkle can't overcome.
Recovering from the traumatic brain injury, I broke my leg too, but that healed well. But the traumatic brain injury, the recovery, the process, what it was like, things I noticed that are different, and I'm just lucky to be here and just real happy to have the opportunity to, carry on with life.
Hinkle is currently living in Detroit, but April 29th, 2013 is a day he takes with him everywhere he goes.
I can never put it to words of what I actually felt and what I went through. And I'm okay with that. There's some things that you'll never get the grasp of. I'm just rolling with that, you know?
It's the memories of his coach and his teammate that continue to impact Hinkle's life to this day and forever.
You know, I try to always move forward and think about those two, you know, and those are my inspiration and a lot of my roots foundation is moving on for them and grinding for those guys.
To be with Jake Hinkle is to be inspired by his attitude, heart, determination, and the way he lives his life. But I'm also impressed with his golf game.
And both of you guys are obviously legit. Do you guys have any aspirations for doing some high-level amateur competition, getting into some open qualifiers?
I'm more of just kind of getting into his wallet now.
You just want to beat him.
Yeah.
This is your U.S. Open right now.
Right. So.
I kind of used to always hold it over his head, you know. We would have our tournament, you still haven't beat me, you still haven't beat me, but that's no longer the case.
Yeah. Can't say it anymore.
Yeah, now I might not be able to beat him anymore.
Yeah.
I'm glad this day came and we had a chance to catch up.
Absolutely.
I think about you guys all the time, and I loved the discovery of the state of Michigan. A place like Forest Dunes, but it's the town of Grayling that it'll always be close to my heart for sure, no question. I think for all of us who worked on that story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
We got an afternoon tea time, so.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
striped.
Jesus. So what's it like when you come back to Forest Dunes?
Well, when I came in today, I just couldn't believe how much different it is now. When I was here last, it was all construction, and then I couldn't believe how updated everything is with the par 3 course. Everything's just mapped out and almost ready to roll, you know.
Not a bad place to be if you know, to be from Grayling and be a golfer and have this just sprouting up in your backyard, literally your backyard.
Right.
Like his teammates and the town of Grayling, Jake continues to live for Lewis, play for Potter, and he takes my money to the bank.
Let's go double or nothing, boys.
All right.
We are in the holy waters of the Asawa River, just outside of Grayling, Michigan. From Burton's Landing down to Stefan Bridge is what's considered the holy waters, probably the most famous fly fishing stream in the Midwest.
Do you know any history to the term holy water?
It's the birthplace of Trout Unlimited, a conservation organization that works to protect cold water resources. What can we do to maintain the fishery in its best possible form?
And that's where it started here.
Right here.
Wayne was truly the ultimate guide because, like the river we were fishing, there was a flow of good info.
From the end of April all the way through the end of July, we have a very steady progression of hatches. And so what the Asawa is known best for is hatch, match, dry fly fishing, catch and release only.
In order to release a fish, you got to catch it.
You got to catch it first, yeah.
I've had a very low success rate at releasing fish that I didn't catch. This just looks like a big old wide open fairway, little dog leg right, green tucked behind the right, the right bend back there.
That's right. You know, there's a huge crossover between fly fishing and golf. If you're an 18 handicap, you're still having a great time. And if you catch 6 fish instead of 16 fish, you're still having a great time.
As a guide, are you seeing more golfers coming in and saying,
absolutely,
hey, taking a break and I want to fish?
Guys go out and play around and then take a nap, have a little bite to eat, and then we go fish for 6 or 7 hours. And there's people from all over the world who come to town just for this river. If you've got your own equipment, we can point you in the right direction. We rent waders and fly rods. We do instructional classes. We do wade trips. We do float trips.
It sounds pretty damn good if you ask me. Let's go get some of those little buggers.
Want to catch one?
Yes, I do.
The Au Sable only runs in one direction. But back in Forest Dunes, the Loop, a course built by Tom Doak, offers 18 greens that one day are approached in a clockwise routing, known as the black course, the next day counterclockwise, which is the red course.
Tom Doak come to me, and he'd never mentioned a reversible golf course. He lays his plan out in front of me and says, what do you think? And I said, Tom, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but, you know, we don't have the ocean. You know, we don't have bluffs. You know, we got to have really something good. I need a wow factor. And this just looks like a regular golf course, and it's not going to wow nobody. They're not going to come. He said, I was afraid you would say that. So he said, I draw another plan. Lays another plan out in front of me. And after about 10 minutes, I said, well, you know, Tom, still ain't wowed me. He said, do you know much about golf? And I said, no, not a lot. And he said, one of the first golf courses in the world, you know, was built, and it's originally built one day you play it one way, the next day another way. And he said, I've worked on a plan for about 30 years, and I have figured out how to build an 18-hole reversible golf course.
Which is exactly what Doak and his associates did, and with great success. Here we focus in on one section of the loop, where you see on the black course holes 6, 7, 8, and number 9, which is the only green that is the same number in both directions. As the greens relate to the red routing, you see the 10th, 11, 12, and almost all of 13. The ultimate complement to the Weiskopf course, something so different in look and style, and yet it's separated by only a clubhouse and a parking lot. What once was a drive-by destination in which maybe a few foursomes might hunker down for a night, Forest Dunes has gone from one 18-hole course to 3. An average length of stay is now pushing 4 nights. Which brings us to the shiny new object located somewhere in between Forest Dunes and the Loop.
Well, in 16, when we opened the Loop, started realizing, you know, now we're going to become a golf destination. And then I realized, well, you know, there's a lot of people like me who I love to play golf. I can't do 36 every day anymore. So I need something else. And that's where in 17, I built a putting course. And I seen that a lot of people really enjoyed it, but it really wasn't quite enough. So I have grandkids who at the time was 8 and 12 years old, and, you know, finally now they're wanting to hang with Papa. I thought, hey, this par 3 can fill 2 buckets for me. It can take care of my grandkid problem and get them into golf. And it's even for myself. I can go up there and work on my short game. So that's why it become the par 3.
Thompson hired Keith Rhebb and Riley Johns to build the course. Rhebb and Johns have learned from some of the best in the business and recently worked together to renovate the Winter Park 9 in Florida, which has received national recognition for the green complexes and fun factor.
Originally, when we started talking about it and we brought them in, and I knew that they would give me everything they had because their ass is on the line. I mean, they're getting to put a course in between, you know, a top 28 in America, top 47, 48, right between them, right next to the house. So I knew that I was going to get something good.
Under Lew's leadership, Forest Dunes has become known for memorable golf, great value, a non-pretentious presentation, and not a lot of rules to get in the way of a good time.
If you want to play 8 people, go play 8 people. If you want to take your shoes off, drink wine, you know, play 2 holes, skip a hole, we don't care. We just want you to come here, have a good time, and enjoy yourself. So we're pretty excited to put the cups in the ground tomorrow and get to tee it up.
On behalf of Forest Dunes, we'd like to welcome you all here to our sneak peek opening of the to-be-named short course here at Forest Dunes. We are going to kick it off with a match featuring the grandsons of Lew Thompson, our owner. Yay! Yeah. Jace and Jagger Thompson versus Matt Janella. First up, from Huntsville, Arkansas, Jagger Thompson.
Oh yeah, baby! You want some of that, Matt?
Now on the tee, 13 years old, Jace Thompson.
Jesus.
Get in the hole! Oh yeah! Let Matt get a little of this today.
Now on the tee, from Winter Park, Florida, Matt Janella.
This is no joke. I'm in trouble, boys. I'm about to get beat.